All right, we are still in the season of love, okay? And I hope you were able to extend love to one another. I mean, last week, yes, because on Friday was Valentine, and you know that is not just for lovers or for people who are dating, for husband and wife, but also for your loved ones. It could be for family, your mom, your dad, reaching out to people and all that. All right, this is gopadtv, and we are live on Facebook, on YouTube. So you want to join us right now, just click on that button and join the discussion, because you're going to love it. My name is Maki. And first, before I start on, of course, introduce the guest I have in the studio. Let me apologize for starting not exactly 3 p.m. The time is supposed to be 3 p.m. because we don't do African time around here. Okay, but then, normal, we do one or two things to serve you better, because we wouldn't want to have issues in the middle of what we do. All right, so I hope my apologies have been accepted. Yes, I know. Thank you. Okay. You might be wondering where you're watching us from right now. This is gopadtv, like I said earlier, and I'm not alone. I am with beautiful women in the studio. Well, let them introduce themselves. Good afternoon, Mama.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, I must say, is it Happy New Year? Yes, Happy New Year.
Yeah, this is our first meeting.
Our first meeting for the year.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And of course, before then, of course, I have. Okay, before I do that, let me also introduce the other beautiful woman in the studio.
You're not done introducing me.
Hey! You were no vessel. Fully introduce yourself. Help me introduce yourself, please.
My name is Tuju Akundeyo, Madam CEO. It's good to have you again.
Can we continue? You
No,
want to say
no.
All right, we'll come back to Madam CEO, but first of all, let's move to the next person in the studio. How are you? Good afternoon.
I'm good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please do well to tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Chisom Okafor. I'm the program associate for Healing Hearts Widow Support Foundation, Enugu.
All right, and how do you feel being on the podcast? This is your first time,
Yeah,
yeah?
this is my first time.
And
I feel
how do you
great.
feel? Okay.
Thank you for having me here.
And I must say you're shining.
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay, of course, if you're watching us on, this is gopadtv, and we are currently doing a program with Healing Heart, where we talk about widows, how to take care of yourself as a widow, how to love on you. You know, so many persons don't know how to love on themselves. Apart from being a widow, so many persons are having issues when it comes to loving or loving yourself. Okay, let me just use that word, loving yourself. You must love yourself enough to love another. So today we are doing, of course, this is a program called Smiling Through Widowhood. And today's topic is the place of self-love in widowhood journey. The place of first self-love. So you must love yourself enough for you to be able to give it. All right? That you're a widow cannot stop you from loving yourself at this point. It has happened, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So self-love is the paramount thing. Self-love is what you need at this point. So if you are a widow or a widower, or you're even not, I think this topic is for you. It's for everybody. Single, searching, married, widowed, whoever you are, this topic is for you. And I have people who are going to do justice to that. A special shout out to our Mama Annie. Mama Annie, I know you're already on, and very soon I'll start getting your basketballs on a normal day with the steez and composure. So special shout out to you, Mama Annie. Barrister Gozier Udemeze. Yeah, special shout out to you, Mama Annie, Mama London. All right, thank you so much for joining the program, and of course all our followers. So let me jump into the topic for today. So I'm always coming to Madam CEO, yes, because I want us to initiate the topic. Let's bring the topic. The topic is smiling through. Okay, the topic is actually self-love. Okay, in widowhood journey. Yeah. How do we start that? I know I've said you must love yourself, but I know it's also not easy. Yeah. So for someone who is a bit experienced, how do you handle loving yourself if even in the journey?
Loving yourself is very important. Just like you said, it's for everyone, not just for widows. If you don't love yourself, you won't be able to function well. You won't be able to love another. Because most times when this journey starts, it comes suddenly, you did not plan it.
Yeah.
You find yourself being shattered. You find yourself, sometimes widows go to their shell. They go back to their shell. They forget themselves. They forget they exist. You understand? So, and it will affect everything around them. But once you realize that this is my life, okay, I've lost this husband, I've lost this wife, but I still have a life. You understand? That this life must go on. You need to come to yourself and start to love on yourself. Because when you love on yourself, it helps your mental health. It helps you to have a self-acceptance. It helps people to even accept you. Because when you don't come out right before people, you don't expect them to start loving you. You understand?
Exactly.
There is a way you present yourself, and people will just look at you like, this woman is always looking for pity and all that. But when you step out of that pity party stage and say, okay, this is me. Even Bible tells us that love is kind. Love is patient. You need to practice all those on yourself. You need to be kind to yourself, because some people, when they lose their wife, when they lose their husband, mostly widows. Let me not talk for the men gender because they have a way. But for widows, it takes time for them too. So I will advise them to be kind to yourself. It's no problem loving yourself, because most times when they want to come out, okay, this is me, this is what I like to do. There are a lot of things around it, but I will advise you that when you love yourself, your children will look up to you and know that, okay, this woman is living for us. We'll have something to look up to. You understand? I'll share a story with you, because most times, like when I lost my husband, everybody around me will see me like I was strong. You understand? Because, in fact, I started this journey before it started. Like, people will tell me, hey, friends that I've known that lost their husband and all that, they will come around and say, hey, because of this thing you told me, I was able to move on. Because of one thing you told me, I was able to move on. But then you don't even know what you're saying. You understand? Yeah. But it's just there. But when it happens to you, you can't even tell yourself those things. You can't even move on. But I was like, my husband was everybody's friend. Everybody, like in my family, I'm the last of the last. So I have elderly sisters and all that. So they were like feeling too much for me. They were even crying more than the bereaved. So I was trying at that point to take care of everybody. My husband's siblings, they will come. They will want to see me chattered. I will never say no, that it has happened. It has happened. So everybody somehow believed I was strong. Even on the day of the burial, while I was bathing, I was getting ready to go for the church service and all that. I know that once I come out with my white, that everybody will be crying. So I brought in humor. I came out, my sisters were, I just started singing, "It's my wedding day." In the middle of the tears, they started laughing. So, but that thing, I wasn't helping myself, because every other person believed I was strong. But once I'm on my own, come and see me. Oh, it took me like 5 years to remember who I am. To tell myself, this is not the best way to go about it. You understand? I started picking up the habits I like before. I said, you understand? So I'm telling, especially the young widows, that there is no time wasting time. Don't lose 5 years before you rediscover yourself. Don't lose 1 month even. You understand? Because the stronger you are, the stronger your family is.
This is beautiful. I mean, this is very beautiful. All right, Mama, thank you very much for that wonderful one. And of course, I know our listeners, our followers are seeing and hearing what's going on here. All right, so I'm coming to you, and I'm coming with the question. I think you're going to tell us about the foundation. Okay. You're going to tell us about the foundation you represent. A lot of persons don't know what is Healing Heart. We just talked about Healing Heart. That's a program, and then that's the sponsors of the program. So what is the foundation all about?
Okay, so Healing Hearts Widow Support Foundation it was founded in 2008 It's a non-profit, non-governmental international charity.
Okay.
We're working to promote and protect the rights and welfare of widows and children in Nigeria. So now we achieve this through our empowerment skill programs, our free healthcare services. We also offer pro bono legal services. We also give interest-free loans to these widows. So, and as of today, our interventions has positively impacted 12,693 widows in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Then 1,864 widows' children, because it's not just the widows, we also extend to their children. We also we've helped 17 widowers. Although our foundation is not mostly about them, but we extend to them sometimes. So like our core mission as a foundation is to break this cycle of poverty that is mostly predominant among widows once they do this, because most times the spouse is mostly the breadwinner. So our core mission is to break this cycle of poverty and marginalization by offering resources, offering educational opportunities, so that these widows can regain their autonomy and financial independence. So that's it.
This is this is brilliant. I mean, the way you were saying it as if you were reading it from somewhere, you were just giving all the details back to back. So anytime you're doing, try and get people who get something here. Do you understand? We didn't even hear anything like it was just okay. You just told us about, and I wanted to ask about widowers, but you just said that you would also do extend
Yes.
helping hand to them, not like it's the core thing that you would do. What about women going through difficulty? They are not widowed yet, or they are not widowers yet, or they're not widows yet, but they're going through difficult times in their marriages. I mean, abuse is the case, the husband threatening, fire and brimstone on every little provocation and all that. Is the foundation also, does the foundation also reach out to them in one way or the other?
Okay, Healing Heart Widowhood Support Foundation is basically for widows. But under the same office, we have other aspects of that deals with that. We have other offices that can extend help to people that are going through that is not under Healing Heart, because it's Widowhood Support Foundation. Mm-hmm. We don't do anything apart from widowhood. You understand? But under in the same office, there is space for coaching. We have because them is a solicitor. We have We Evolution coaching platform. Those aspects can take care of people going through difficulties, but we don't handle when it comes to Healing Heart Widowhood Support Foundation. We just do widows' children and widowers.
Okay, can I ask you this question? From your experience working with Widow, the foundation, why is self-love important? I know you made mention of it before now, but why do you think it's important in the widowhood journey?
Self-love is very important. I already talked about it, because with self-love, you excel in whatever you do. You excel in whatever you do, like you tap that potential that is hidden in you. Because you have to come out from a place of hiding and a place of neglecting yourself, not being sure of yourself. Some widows just lose their self when this thing happens. But when you start loving yourself, you have more strength. You start believing in yourself the more. You are unable to even handle things better. You know that, okay, if I have to love myself, I have to empower myself. You go into things like businesses that you don't even know that you can handle. Like there are so many widows that when, like you mentioned, most of them, their spouse are the breadwinners. They've not done anything in their life. It's just to like write grocery list, buy food, cook, take children to school. You have not done any business. And maybe this person went to school, or it might be a barrister, it might be an economist, it might be anything, but she wasn't practicing it. But when you come back to yourself and know, okay, I was Uju before this thing happened. I used to like writing. I used to like traveling. I used to like to to buying and selling. I used to. So you start tapping those potential that you have forgotten. So you have to love yourself to come to that stage of like even impacting in other people's life. You understand? You don't give what you don't have.
Yes.
And you can't love even your children when you don't love yourself. You understand? That, but maybe you don't love your children, it doesn't mean to you love them, but you don't know that certain practices you're doing is harming them. Because you're not even well loved, you understand, by yourself for you to give out love. And it affects everything you do. When you don't love yourself, you become timid. When you're in a gathering of other people, like your co-wives, your village people, when you there's a way you present yourself, you just fall to that level of, okay, go and pack plate. You understand? But if you love yourself and you come out, you're not intimidated, you say your mind, you bring out ideas, nobody will even remember that title again. You understand? Because that's when you say you don't look like what you're going through. But people don't associate with you because you don't present yourself well. You have to love yourself. When people look at you and say, there's something in this woman, I'll go and tap it. You understand? There's something in this person, I'll go and... So people can approach you and even... I've gotten this kind of approach. People will come and say, how do you do this? You understand? That doesn't mean you don't have problem. That doesn't mean that all your problem has been solved. But because you realize that this life, you have to live it. You understand? Because when you don't take care of yourself, you start having all this kind of... your blood pressure will be high first. Your health is at stake. Because if you take care, you exercise, you eat healthy, you know that, okay, once in a while you even go to spa. You understand? You look good. And when you come out, people will not even associate you with your problem. You understand? So like I said, it's very, very important to sit yourself down and say, okay, this is this life. I've embraced it. How best will I go about it? It has to start from within. And if it starts from, it radiates on your skin, on your step, on your waist, whatever you do, it's all about confidence. That's all I can say for now.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. You know, she already talked about self-love and how one can maneuver a lot of things. You know, I've had a story of a woman who had an issue with the husband. So they had an issue, and then the husband was coming home. He came home very late and was calling the woman to come and open the gates. So the wife didn't know that the husband was in danger, serious danger. People were after him. So he was now calling for them to just open the gate so that he can come in, drive in. And then the woman refused to take the call. On the ground that she was very angry. You know those women that will tell you, so you have to sleep there. So on the ground that you're I'm very angry with you and all that. So on getting to the gate, the man knocked, horn, was doing a lot of things for the woman to come and open the door. The woman refused. And the armed robbers caught up with him and shot him to death. Now, when she heard the gunshot, she ran outside. I'm talking about a story that happened in this town. When she got out, you know, she rushed and then saw the husband in the pool of his own blood. She cried and refused to forgive herself. You know why I asked this question? Because I have a question here that says, how can self-love heal someone from regret? So somebody is regretting and then guilt. Because that woman will live with that guilt all the days of her life. Even the day they were burying the man, she will just tell you, I killed my husband. People were like, you didn't kill him. They say, no, if I had opened that gate, maybe he wouldn't have died. Maybe he would have been living by now. So my question is, how can self-love heal this person?
Like she said, self-love does not happen in a day. It's something you have to work towards too. And for example, now in our organization, we have counseling sessions where you can speak with an expert that can help you to process those feelings that you're going through. Someone that can make you see that, okay, this is not, she's not the one that shot him dead. The sessions can help her to understand that it has happened and she can move forward and that she can live the life she was living before her spouse died. So it's not just something that you just tell yourself, okay, I'm good, I'm great. You take steps towards it. You can book counseling sessions. You can read books. There are also books that help people that are going through grief. Grief is very consuming and it can do a lot of things to people. So this guilt, it can also come from when they feel that, maybe some people feel that self-love is a sort of betrayal to their spouse, to their late spouse. So like self-love will help you realize that this person that has died would not want you to suffer.
Yeah.
Would actually want you to move on with your life and live an empowered and purposeful life. So that's it.
Okay. Okay. You said a lot of things, and I picked massive points. You know, one of the things I picked from what you said is that aspect of counseling. You know, some people think that thing is just there. Do you get why for white people? You know, when you tell somebody, I think you need to go and see a therapist, the person will tell you, for what now? Like, waiting this person won't tell me when I know. But you don't know that there are a lot of things that person will tell you that you do not know. So if you're going through this kind of problem, it might not be that you refuse to open the door for your husband or anything. Maybe
could have happened anyway.
Do you understand? It could just be anything else, and then you're feeling guilt that you contributed to the death of your husband. I think you need to start loving yourself. You didn't kill him, okay? Nature happened, or something just happened. This is God wanted it to happen, and that's why it happened. All right, thank you so much for that beautiful contribution that you did. Okay, Mama, I'm going to come to you with what are some of the emotional and psychological barriers that prevent widows from practicing self-love? Some emotional and psychological barriers.
We just talked about one now, guilt. Maybe most times the guilt is not about that you killed the guy or you killed the man. But this kind of guilt that, okay, it's now this guy is supposed to be here and enjoying the stages. It's not what people planned and all that. Guilt that your family members will say, this woman is shining, no. She's not even feeling it. Guilt. In fact, sometimes we live for hearsay. What will people say? What will people think? Those people that you are thinking about will equally be the one to castigate you when you are not taking care of yourself. So the important thing is that you ask the psychological and whatever. The important thing is that you should know that there is fear to even start again. You understand? But those fears, like you say, you need counseling to work on them. And when you work on them, you'll be able to handle matters better. You'll be able to believe that, okay, grief is common. Everybody, it's not only you that is grieving, your own will not be different. You understand? And you can deal with those guilt, deal with those fears, and know that, okay, I can step out and do this and I will do it right. And I'm doing it for myself. I don't care what people are thinking. I don't care what they believe. Or you know that what you're doing is right. And you're doing it for your mental health. And you're doing it for your children. And you're doing it because you don't want to tomorrow now. If those people that you okay, there are people like in those foundations, most times if you have outreach or in that office, you invite widows to come. Maybe for one Almsgiving or something. You see people that will come and even wear their what's it called?
Their white dress. Not
their white dress. They will even come and wear we wear under this wig cap. Dress so shabby, so
that you know that they are widows.
They are widows. So even if you are giving these people 2,000, you give them 5,000. But you don't even know that if you look like that, people will not trust you with certain things. You understand? So we start from telling you that you don't have to appear like this for people to help you. You understand? You have to help yourself first. Because if you are coming from a place of okay, I don't die, finish. Who are you trying to? You're not helping yourself. People will even pass you and go and help the next person, knowing that this person can handle 500,000 if you give her to do business. You understand? So we have to step out from that guilt, that fear, what would the world say? What would my husband people will not think I'm looking for a man? Even if you're not looking for, you're looking for. Even if you look, it's still the same story. So why don't you just
Just
do
look
the right thing and just look for?
Okay. Okay, yes, actually. Okay, thank you so much, Mama, for that one. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question, and then the question is: in some cultures, you know, in cultures where widows are expected to mourn indefinitely. I mean, some people, the moment you want to embrace yourself, you want to come back to yourself, they will remind you that you're a widow, and there are some certain things you're not supposed to do. I want to take, for instance, Junior Pope, the film
The actor.
actor that died one time. So while she was still going through the pain and all of that, of course, she's still very young. One of the days she had a job, she's an event planner. Okay, Regina Daniels actually called her to plan the son's event, and then she came out, planned the event with her dress and all that. You needed to see people's comments. Some people were like, are you even supposed to come out now? Is it time for you to come out? Are you not supposed to be inside? Some other persons were like, okay, so that she'll be inside, then hunger will kill her. And if she asks you to give her food, you will still not give her food. So in places like ours, in some cultures where they drum it in your ear, how would the person embrace the self-love? Because anytime you want to even come out from your shell, somebody is somewhere reminding you that okay, man, be a widow. And there are some certain things you're not supposed to do, there are some certain things you're supposed to do. So how can the person embrace? Do you leave them entirely, maybe disappear from the society, or just disappear from the country even?
Of course, you won't disappear from the society. I mean, it still boils down to the same thing, that it's life. You have to come to that realization.
Live for tomorrow.
Yes, that life goes on, and that you need to block out the noise, because at the end of the day, you're the one that is going to take care of your children, not people, not social media, not the society. And it's important to also seek for help. You don't feel like, okay, because it happened to me, I must be strong, you can ask for, and you need to surround yourself with people that influence you positively.
Yeah.
Because when you are surrounded with people that do that, like other people, like people that don't know you, that are speaking ill against you, will not really matter to you. So it's important to surround yourself with positive people, and also praying is important, I feel like, because you ask God for the grace to move on with your life, because widowhood is not the end of your life as a woman. That's
Okay. Okay. Mama, I want to now ask you this question, and the question is, what programs or initiative does Healing Hearts, your organization, offer to widows that want to rediscover themselves? And we're not talking about the general one now, we're talking about the Healing Hearts now. Yes, do you understand? The organization now. So what are the initiatives, what are the things they put in place to make people, especially widows, rediscover themselves?
Okay, I will tell you that Healing Hearts Widows Support Foundation is a product of this passionate feeling for widows to come out of their struggle. It was birthed out of passion for widows' struggle. So their objective is to, like, first of all, like I told you, that some people will come to you. You will now see that widow is written all over them. It's for you to start counseling them. You understand? Give them a mind shift first. From that place they are coming from, that their life has finished, you give them a mind shift. Their mindset has to, you do a whole lot with their mindset first. You understand? And they will start. There is this book, Widowhood Redefined. You can offer somebody that kind of book to read. And when you're reading that book, you see that this thing is somebody's life. It's not fiction. You understand? You start learning from experiences of other people. We can offer you stories of people, success story of other people, that you come out and now say, okay, if this person can do it, I can do it. Understand? And then there are materials to read. Under that Healing Hearts too, we have something like we have an organization we call Blessed Widow Nigeria, which we have every other place. So it's an extension of Widow Healing Heart Support Foundation. There is all about praying, and then spiritual. In fact, you offer spiritual help. Like you tell people, these things is not always about people. You don't count on people's. You don't trust on people for your for everything.
For everything.
You trust on God. You love on God, because some people have even hated God for losing their spouse. You understand? But Healing Heart to remind you that God, Chineke Jirago, was just like we say all the time. But you have to open your heart and say, okay, God, because it's like this, I know you know it's like this, and you will see me through. And you start even remembering things that God have done. Apart from taking your husband, He has kept you, He has kept your children. Even in that situation, there are things that when you don't even know how you go about it, but they happen. You don't even know how you go about your rent. You don't even know how about it, but God will always provide. So we'll start telling them and giving them this idea that God have not left you. You understand? You give them this idea that you have reason to be thankful. Most widows are not thankful. Most widows, even when you give them, like, maybe it's my last card, I'll give you 5,000. Yeah, you see the car that is driving, and even only give me 5,000. You don't know where that 5,000 is coming from. So we also we also help widows to have this heart of gratitude, because loving yourself makes you to be grateful to God, grateful to human, and accepting whatever. If I give you this cup of tea, you understand that it's coming from a place of love, not because I have too much or because I want to mock you. So these things are what we try to like help widows understand, that apart from losing your husband, there is every other reason to live, and there's every other reason to be thankful. You understand? Because when you teach them to love themselves, they will even know that, okay, even in that position, I can extend a helping hand to somebody. Because most of them feel that they're just there to feel entitled, they're just there to collect. They don't even know that that person that is giving them that one orange or just a thank you letter or a thank you message means a lot. So you start teaching them to be thankful. And you don't teach them, somebody that doesn't even know what love is, we even understand it. You feel, why will I be thankful? Or this is mad, lose. The only lose. You understand? You feel like you don't understand. But when you teach them this kind of things and tell them where gratitude have taken you, where respect have taken you, and all that, even in that your condition, they will start to have a mind shift.
You know, that thing you said about gratitude, I saw something on Facebook. I think it's also a widows foundation, some different widows foundation. Somebody gave a widow a bag of rice, the small one, with all those stuff. You know what the person wrote? The person they gave the rice said, of all the rice to give me is local rice.
Okay.
The person wrote it as anonymous. He said it's a she that bought the rice for her for Christmas, this Christmas. So he said, of all the things to give me, you chose to give me local rice. So if people are eating foreign, because my husband is late, I should be eating foreign. So
Blackmail.
local. So the woman, I think the owner of the foundation or something, posted it and said, look at what. So people were like, that woman does not deserve even the local rice. They should go to her house and bring the local rice
back
and recover it back, because she does not. So when we talk about gratitude, it's not just the widows. I think everybody needs to be. You send somebody something and then the next thing you say is thanks.
Okay.
I don't understand where that's coming from. Somebody said, okay, even if it's 2,000, you now say thanks. Like thanks.
Entitlement.
Do you get thanks? Like I can actually get this. Thanks that is this the least you can do, the highest you can do. And some people feel entitled to another person's money. They give you something, you say, is it not because of that? Is it because of that money? That small money? No, well, thanks. Hey, God, I beg. All right, so you are still tuning in, and this is still gopadtv, where you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. And the topic today is the place of self-love in widowhood journey. And of course, I am not alone. I am here with Madam CEO. And then I'm also with our beautiful guest who is also in the building, and we've been dishing out a lot of things to you. Mama, I want to, I don't know if you can share any success story of a widow who embraced this self-love and is doing well today, so that other people can also learn.
Yeah, we have plenty. We have plenty. We've seen cases of people that have tried suicide, but when they come in contact with healing hearts, we'll be able to talk to them, and they will see reason to think otherwise, and after a while they will come back being thankful. I'm also a success story too, because even before I became part of Healing Heart, like I said, I was like taking care of other people without taking care of myself. I will come out, I will show that all is well, but I will be inside grieving. And it took a long time for me to realize that, no, I have to. I was just like, people pay for counseling, people pay for, but I got myself my own free, because I was just scrolling on Facebook, and I saw Mama Anyi Gozude Mezu. Then I was a widow the year before her. Ooh. But she was already doing this widowhood thing. So she knew better. I saw her even doing community service, and by then, I was still inside my room. All I do is just go drop the kids off school, come back and all that. Even in that house, I know I was just existing. I wasn't doing that impact. I would just provide what you need. But then, my children know me like I like movie, watch movie together. I hardly come out. That my room. I always like give this excuse. I have headache. I'm tired. You understand? But one day I stumbled on her, one of the stories and all that. So I private chatted her and I said, how do you do all these things, even as a widow and all that? And she responded. She said something like, okay, I asked her, how do you manage this? Your business, your social life, your this thing, the children and all that. She responded and said, I don't have that much social life. I also have my down times. I always have times that her answer was just hitting on me. Because when you see her do all those things, you think that, okay, she has gotten everything right for herself. But you don't know that person you see on the map, you see on the screen, you see helping people, that person also has her own problem
exactly
to deal with. So like when she responded like that, I said, okay, so this thing is not just peculiar with me. You understand? So we started interacting. And from there, I started healing. You understand? So I'm a success story of Healing Heart Support Foundation without being a member or without even coming for a session, without even paying for a session. But because I saw the programs and I was like, who is doing this? And this woman, I saw the date she lost her husband. I said, I'm even it's not about how old you are in the experience. It's how well
you're doing it.
You are doing it. You understand? So from there, I stepped up. You understand? I started coming out, and the day I left my room to come to the sitting room to stay and watch television with my children, the way they jubilated, the way they shouted, and I told myself, is this what I've been doing to these children? You understand? So we have a lot of success stories. There are people that if you know them like 5 years ago, if you see them now, you will not believe.
Exactly.
There are people that when they lost their husband, the family took everything from them. They can't even boast of 50,000. But sometimes we do fundraising for these people and support them to like do business and all that. If you see them now, they're even helping other widows. You understand? So we have so many success stories, and like this thing is going. Like we are saying this now, we are telling people that from every part of the world, you don't need to like come to Healing Hearts if you're not in Enugu. You can talk to yourself from that to your room, just like I did. From that to your bed, you can say, okay, these people are doing this. Don't just look at them and say, hey, these people are shining. We all killed our husband. So come out and feel good for yourself and help your life and help your children. Thank you.
Interesting. I know I have one or two widows who are very close to me. I have one in my compound. I call her Big Sis. When I see the kind of life she lives, the way she carries her children, the way she's not wayward, she walks and then if you see her living, you would think her husband is doing a lot of work. I didn't know she was a widow, or I didn't know she's a widow for like a year.
Yeah, there are so many people like that, like the kind of business I do. Yeah, I'm into electrical. I see a lot of guys, people building schools, hotels and all that. My shop is the way, it's like you come in, you think that this is a man's business.
Exactly.
So most time they will ask me, Oga Kwanza, fine. So most of my customers believe that my husband is somewhere shipping it. You understand? That you're just there managing it. They would down tell you, Madam, I don't have, until you know, you now come and this woman. I have a neighbor, he's a lawyer. His office is upstairs. It was until last 2 years that a member of our blessed widow was, I think she was made a judge. So we came to support her. And the guy saw me and said, do you know this lady? I said, yes. I think she went to now ask the lady, how do you know this? I said, I'm one of their blessed widows. I said, what? This person I've been sharing.
I've been with this
I've
person
been
for a long
sharing
time.
office space for about 10 years with him. So he came back and said, Madam, is it true what I heard? He said, what did you hear? That was last 2 years. Yeah, that last 2 years was 11 years my husband died. This year is 13 years. Jesus. So he came to me and said, Madam, is it true? I said, what? Because sometimes you even keep texting me, Madam, this way you're shining. Come and do weekend for me. I'll be laughing. So he now said, is this true? Hey, this person told me this and that. He said, what is there now? Yeah, it's true. I said, so you didn't tell me all this. I said, will I come and be announcing it? There is no need now. You understand? It already happened before I came in here and all that. I thought you knew. So nobody will ever knew. Nobody will ever know. And you even doing better than most people that are not that are married and all that. So it's good to like be there. You don't need to explain to anybody. Some landlords won't even give you house because they're widow. You understand? So, but when they see you that you are this kind of a strong woman, you know what you're doing. They ask you the business you do. They ask you the work you do. They see that this person, because why they don't give most widows is because it's not when their rent is due that you tell them that you're waiting for that you've not seen food to eat, that they are even you've not even paid. But if they see you that you're striving, that person can even waive something for you to support you, to say, okay, Jisike, you understand? So when you're doing widowhood, you don't have to rub it on your face. Carry placard to tell people I'm a widow.
This is how it is with me.
Love on yourself, love on God, and you see yourself. That's smashing goals.
I wanted to add to what she said.
Okay.
When you were asking about strategies for our organization, like this program is an example of a strategy, because when a widow is listening to this program now, they can pick some points and then incorporate it in their own life, and then move forward in life. Also, we also have like these free healthcare services. Like there's one we're hosting on Saturday. Okay. So we invite medical specialists, and then we bring the widows, and then they assess them, they give them tips on how to take care of their health. So like taking care of your health is a way of loving yourself. Yes. Because if you're not healthy, there's no way you move on with your life. So that's what I wanted.
Because most widows will hardly go to hospital. Some have not checked their BP in the past 2 months or even more than that. It's not that BP, you can walk into any pharmacy, they'll check for you. But they don't even have time. Yeah. Even when they have headache, they'll just take Panadol. So you teach them to like, there's something beyond Panadol. You have to check, do this test, consult, see a cardiologist, see you understand? No, first of all, no. Before you now said it's money that is making you not to take care of that particular ailment, you're supposed to know. So we'll try to make them to know. Understand your body system first. Know what you need to do. And then if it's now money that you don't have, that one is a different story, you understand? But you need to check your health, check your BP, if some people even know they are hypertensive, but they will not take that drug. How much is, you understand?
Exactly.
So these kind of things, when you tell them the reason why they have to, be doing this thing, the reason why they have to leave, the reason why they have to, because if you love yourself, you'll be doing those. Nobody will even remind you.
Okay, I have 2 more questions, and before we round off, we have a lot of questions, but I think we have been able to answer
all the
most
questions
of them.
inside one
inside
question.
one question. Inside one question, we answer all the questions, and I'm really enjoying it this way. Okay, so I have a question that says, how can widows balance their responsibilities? Example, parenting, financial burdens with self-love. Because I think this is where problem is more, where widows will now start telling you, I'm now here alone, nobody is helping me, I'm doing this one, and then that whole memories and everything start coming in. So how can they balance their lives, responsibilities, both the parenting and the financials? I think we have answered this question in one way or the other, but I just want us to bring it out and then end it.
Okay, so like I said earlier, surrounding yourself with asking for help is a way of, because I know that it's not everybody that has like good family members or people you can seek for help, but you can make an attempt to see if, or you know personally, if you know if people that are around you are people that you can count on, people that are trustworthy. So asking for help and not feeling like, okay, if I don't do this by myself, it will not be done. So that is a way that you can help yourself. And also finding a balance is like maybe planning yourself, that you can say, okay, this is the time we are doing this is the time I'm taking for myself to breathe, to remember, to gain my sense of self back. Like finding time for yourself is very difficult for widows, but you can do it. It's possible. A lot of people are doing, like she said, she's an example. Because if you look at her, you will know that she's a widow at first glance. So it's like, it's something that is possible. So it's important that we try to make priorities, prioritize your life, and then move forward.
And you don't even have to break a bank to do that. You can take care of yourself by even celebrating your little wins. Even if it's to buy 1 Pepsi and tell yourself you have tried today. Buy 200 naira suya or 2,000 naira suya. Eat it alone. Cambo, practice in my mind. And tell myself, this suya is for me. Before you get to me, I've finished it. And say, Uju, you're trying. Then you just balance up. No, it's not all about the children and all that and all that. You understand? Yeah. Sometimes just hail yourself and say you're trying. Take this bottle of Coke. Take this bottle of yogurt and all that. This last weekend was of our time. What were you able to do for yourself? Exactly. What did you do for yourself?
Exactly.
You don't have to like see people that are posting their spouse with their red decorated room surprise. Buy surprise and give yourself. All surprise na surprise.
Yes,
you can start from inside. Me, I said my vow from last week Thursday. Do you know what I was doing? I said, because for some time I'll come back. I said from cleaning my home, my room. I said the curtains have to be washed. I'll clean. I will change bed sheet for that day. It's my own vow. So there are little things you do. You mustn't just go and look for somebody to come and throw khaki at you. Most things, those things are fake. Don't go and die for what you don't know. You understand? But it's also good to celebrate yourself. You can buy this thing for yourself, even if it's just thing that I'm wearing on my hair. It's your own. But for that day that is Valentine, okay, this is a gift to myself on my on Valentine's Day. You understand? Don't wait until somebody gives it to you. Don't wait until okay, it's Christmas, so you're going home. Okay, you go for this meeting, you don't have red, you don't have black, you now start buying them. Once in a while, do that balance by, okay, these children know this, they'll get it. But me, I have to take care of myself too. Take yourself out. I don't know the last time you have gone out to somewhere to even eat like 1 plate of pepper soup. Exactly. It's not a bad idea to take yourself out and even as a young girl I was doing that. Even when I was married I was doing that. They say a wolf they run belly. This one not they run belly. The one you buy for yourself doesn't run belly.
That's where
eat it and go home, feel good with your toothpick. You understand?
Exactly.
So that's how you strike that balance, because You will not be feel cheated that, okay, I'm doing this so much on this side, I'm not doing this on this side. I'm not. Just touch them. And again, in everything, your spiritual life has to be top notch. Because it's God that can even give you that balance. You understand? God can give you that balance. God can help you to love and to be loved.
All right. While we round off for today, I think if you want to call us, the number is on the screen. You can just pick up the number on 081 06 85 97 and 52. That's the number you can call right now because we're here. So is either you call the number or maybe you just drop your message on our comment section. We're going to see it and read it, and of course do a shout out to you that is listening to us right now. Okay, so now let's talk about the last one, which is what should be the role of families and communities in helping widows, in supporting widows in their journey towards self-love. That's one. Then two is what message do you have for widows who are still struggling to embrace this self-love? So I have two questions for us, and we'll round it off from here.
Just which one do you want to take?
So one person will take one question. So the other one is what role should families and community play in helping widows embrace self-love? And then the other one is what message do you have for widows struggling to embrace this self-love?
Okay, let me take the first one about the role of the community.
Okay.
It's emotional support.
Okay.
Being there, like we don't have to all these harmful widowhood practices. We need to stop, because most times why most widows lose their sense of self is because of what they go through during grieving or whatnot. So, and also as a society, like you said, when they were bashing her online,
exactly.
If we choose the positive approach of saying, okay, you're doing great, you did well, like kudos to you for coming out, even regardless of what you're going through, it will encourage that person to feel better about themselves. So it just boils down to being more emotionally sensitive to people that are going through something and offering our support and not being negative about it.
Okay, so that's on the role and what we should do. Of course, according to Chisom, you need to be fair. Okay, there's no point killing someone with your mouth. You know, some people are very good at it, and then when you ask them, they say, "I'm just being honest." No, you're not being honest. You're being selfish. And you don't do things like that. Somebody is going through pains, and this person wants to come out. And not like if this person start knocking your door to assist, that you're going to assist. So why not allow the person come out? The least you could do is to appreciate the little the person is doing. But no, sometimes we take it the other way around. So like she said, we need to support them, or we need to support us emotionally. Okay, if you have the finance to do that, please go ahead and do it. And then love. Show them a lot of love. It is very important. So the last question is going to the CEO, Madam.
Okay, the last question was...
Which is the message.
The message, okay.
To struggling widows to embrace her.
I think in answering these questions, we have given a lot of message. But I also say that even the Bible says that love keeps no record of wrongs. You don't have to be recounting. You have to forgive yourself first. And everything you feel you have done wrong, maybe you would have done or you did, they are all in the past. You understand? You have to forgive yourself, free yourself from the guilt, and then love yourself. Take care of yourself so you can take care of tomorrow. You have to, as we are listening now, maybe you're listening from your shell. We need you to step out from that shell. Like Nigeria, life is not easy. Nigeria is getting tougher by the day. So I don't know who will help herself or the family by being so like you're not being sure of yourself. You live in fear, you live in neglect, you don't like yourself. So you need to step out. Exactly. So you can match the energy that the life is throwing at you. Don't stay in there and feel like the whole world hates you. Maybe the world don't hate you, but the way you're going about it, the way you're there, I was okay, just leave this woman. So my word to you now is just to come out from your shell and forgive yourself of everything you think that is holding you back. and love yourself. Take care of your health. Take care of, that is what is called skincare. Do that. So now when people look at you, they will see you and know skincare is good feeding, good healthy eating, exercise. You don't need to go and buy 1 million naira cream to rub.
Exactly.
But from the inside, you'll be radiating,
Exactly.
and people will not be seeing your problem in your face, on your body, and every other thing. So please forgive yourself from everything that you think is holding you back and move forward.
All right, and I think this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain for the day. First of all, I know you learned a lot. Some persons rather prefer to just listen and jot down some things. I don't know, in one way or the other, some of the words that we drop here is doing justice to someone's life right now. Okay, so if you're still feeling guilty, if you still feel like you were the reason why your husband died, I think you need to stop that and embrace self-love. Then if there's any problem at all that is associating what is going on around you and you don't want it to continue, just move to Healing Heart. Look for where and how to locate them. Of course, she's going to drop how you're going to locate them so that if you have a similar issue, you can always go there and equip yourself spiritually, financially, socially, mentally, and emotionally. All right? So where would somebody that is watching now and want to be a part of Healing Hearts, is there a special thing that the person needs to do, and maybe a handle where the person can get to?
Okay, you can send us an email at healingheartswidows@gmail.com. healingheartswidows@gmail.com. Or you can visit our office at 24B Brown and Brown Crescent, Independence Day House, Enugu, and we're always here and ready to help you. Thank you.
Madam CEO, please, can you drop your last word? I mean, this one is more like an advice now.
My last word, don't they finish?
Make this one finish. And this one is directly to people going through a lot and doesn't want to. Yeah.
Like I keep saying, forgive yourself and know that you have potentials. Tap into that potentials in you that you have forgotten while you're grieving. Tap into them and make use of them, and you have a better life, and people will start to appreciate you and love you more as you love yourself.
All right, thank you so much, Madam CEO Uju, and thank you so much, Chisom, for being a part of the show. We appreciate you for coming, and we look forward to seeing your beautiful faces more. All right, this is gopadtv, and my name is Maki, M-A-K-K-Y. You can always call me your party girl anytime, any day. This is where we'll wrap it up for today, but don't forget to follow us on social media. Our Facebook handle is, of course, gopadtv, and you want to go to YouTube is gopad_TV. So let's have a good time on this place, okay, on the space of social media. I'll meet you again next month, and definitely meet you again and again and again. Maki is my name. From here, I say have a beautiful evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.